Oh, hello there, my fellow audience. I found this random DVD and I wanted to share it to you guys, just for some fun. So, here we go. The year was 2019. I made a trip with some family to 3 countries in Europe, annoyed the Europeans along the way, and recorded a few things. Eventually, I managed to find an editing software and tied the videos all together. Unfortunately, the final results for the videos that I made were...
You hear the brakes of one train releasing. I think it's that one over there. Don't know if it's...
a little bit unprofessional and bad. But now, I have the technology and the narration to make the whole thing way better. Some days because we were going to Europe and there was nothing they could do to stop us.
Documenting?
You ready, guys?
Yep.
And say hello. Hey Dad, I'm over here. And down here.
He's going to first down the final four. Your friend tried to tell.
Alright, sorry. Here we are. Day 8. First part of the trip. Getting to the terminal.
What's up everybody, Harrison here, and today we are at Denver International Airport. When we arrived at the terminal, there were 2 airplanes owned by Lufthansa. One was a 747 and one was an A330. Both were bound for destinations in Germany, primarily Frankfurt and Munich though, because that's where Lufthansa serves from Denver.
Cool.
I seriously thought that we were going on the flight that was flown by the A330 because of my luck, but count my lucky star, we were going on the Frankfurt-bound flight that used the 747.
Huh?
We got on the 747, and while there isn't much footage of it, boy was it spacious and it was wide. Though that's kinda expected since it is a wide-body type of aircraft, which have 2 aisles compared to just one on 90% of all the airplanes I've ever flown in my life. This particular 747 was the Dash 400 type. It is one of the older models of the Boeing 747, and a lot of other airlines have already retired it besides Lufthansa. It is set to be replaced by newer Boeing 777-9s, but let's just say that the 777X series has been a bit slow to actually, you know, be certified.
Good. Hold on.
Okay, this is my seat.
Soon enough, we took off from Denver with the sun setting in the sky, and we would make it to Frankfurt the next day. I did try recording the interior of the 747 at night, but yeah, you can barely see anything, and also, though, you can see my shadow silhouetting. After some time going through the night, we were about to land in Frankfurt.
Frankfurt Airport. We're in Frankfurt now.
With us landing in Frankfurt, we're in Germany, aka the land of some of the most batshit creepy bedtime stories known to mankind, such as Der Freischütz, Der Struwwelpeter, Der Weise Frau, and most terrifyingly of all, Das Hudenverstümmelung. It's also where the choir from the first Attack on Titan intro is from, as well as Siemens, the manufacturer for pretty much 80 to 90% of all the passenger trains built for the US and Canada, even if a lot of the equipment is built in America.
verabschieden. Vielen Dank, dass Sie die Lufthansa uns dabei geführt haben. Wir wünschen Ihnen noch einen schönen Tag und sagen auf Wiedersehen. Welcome to Frankfurt, ladies and gentlemen. For all safety reasons, it is because of tram.
But we wouldn't be in Frankfurt for long as we needed to connect to another flight.
Perfect landing.
But since our flight wasn't leaving out of a gate from the terminal, we had to take a bus to get to our flight. And we see a lot of other airplanes from various different airlines along the way. Keep in mind this is 2019, so pre-COVID.
Das ist aber auch was, da hatte ich schon mal mit Marco auch drüber. Irgendjemand von euch hat mir gesagt, dass einer meinte, dass ich unbedingt haben muss. Das war ein Vorschlag. Also das war nur was, weil ich wusste, da können wir Fotografie machen und das ist
Also wenn sie halt natürlich schon mal gemacht, die fand echt geil. Vielleicht war es ja aber irgendwie sehr unsicher.
Wir hatten ein richtig geiles Whisky-Tasting. Quer durch die Hallen, das ist auch geil, ich fand auch besoffen, als es
ja, aber ein bisschen Geld lassen.
Ja, weil Helena war eigentlich sehr bescheuert.
Ja, und dann sind wir alle so nach und nach eigentlich gesprungen.
Ja, das ist.
Und jetzt kommt sie nicht mehr mit.
Scheiße. Das haben wir schon nach dem Film getan.
Nee, ich wäre mit euch auch sonst mit. Ich hätte mit euch einfach Wochenende hin, keine Ahnung. Also, worauf ich halt keinen Bock hatte, war eine Wochenende durch die Stadt und nur saufen. Das wäre ganz gut. Ja, oder sowas. Ich war ja auch kein Schönes. Aber so kennt ihr mich ja alle. Also, da hätte ich mir jetzt echt mal gedacht, das ist Polizei, ne?
Ist das unser Musik?
Ja. Okay, vielleicht muss ich doch nicht rein.
Nein, die geht jetzt vorne rein. Wir wollten diskutieren, die geht jetzt vorne rein.
Ich war nicht dabei. Ich hab nichts gesagt.
And the flight that we would get on to go to Prague was using an Airbus A320. It was painted in the newer Lufthansa livery, and it was really new at the time, so not a lot of the other planes had it. Then we'd start taxiing from the apron to the tarmac. that plane that we are racing is a McDonnell Douglas MD-11. It was a successor to the McDonnell Douglas DC-10, though it had a little more fuel efficiency and no flight engineer. However, McDonnell Douglas misread the market and should have made the MD-11 into a twin jet. The MD-11 ultimately did not garner the sales that McDonnell Douglas was hoping, and McDonnell Douglas was bought out by Boeing. If you couldn't tell already, Lufthansa has its own cargo airline. It at one point rostered a whole fleet of McDonnell Douglas MD-11s, and some of those MD-11s even made it as far as to receive the new livery. However, in 2021, all the MD-11s were retired from Lufthansa cargo.
Cabin crew prepare for departure.
And after takeoff, we were Prague bound. Not long afterwards, we landed in Prague. And soon enough, we went into a hotel, and while we did do some things afterwards, it wasn't really that much, and we ultimately called it a day. The next day, we had breakfast and explored Prague. This here is a memorial to two men who died during the days of communist Czechoslovakia. Czechia was originally Czechoslovakia after World War I, but then a mustache guy who had daddy issues invaded in 1938 and Czechoslovakia was occupied. Then in 1945, Czechoslovakia got unoccupied from the forces of the first guy with daddy issues and got reoccupied by the forces of another mustache guy with daddy issues who put Eastern Europe, including Czechoslovakia, as well as Romania, Bulgaria, Poland, Albania, Yugoslavia, and East Germany under communist regimes. Here is Wenceslas Square. It was the site where the two people on the placard set themselves on fire to protest communism. And in 1989, when many of the other communist regimes were hearing the masses of populations probably going,
"Do you hear the people sing, singing a song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes."
And the regimes ultimately falling. This place, Wenceslas Square, was the site of the Velvet Revolution. The Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia overthrew the communist government, and Václav Havel became the first non-communist president of Czechoslovakia, and eventually just the Czech Republic. Though the Czech Republic would also have the name Czechia, but still. As for the others, East Germany got reunited with West Germany to form just Germany. Elections in Hungary, Poland, and Bulgaria ended communist rule in those nations. Albania ended communism over the course of 3 years, but Romania had a violent revolution where a lot of people died. And in Yugoslavia, from 1991 to 2001, there was only one thing that the Yugoslavs knew for real. There will be bloodshed. So after visiting Wenceslas Square, we started to see some trams, and I started to record the trams.
Okay, flu. Yes. Yesterday
Started on Saturday, March 23rd.
At one point during our first day, we did go inside the Prague Metro. However, we weren't going to actually ride the Prague Metro, and so we would eventually leave. But not before one woman asked me for a ticket, which I did not have. Please remind me about this the next time we go to Prague. Along the way while walking, there's this one store that had an inappropriate name on it. And we also went into the store where somebody probably has Stockholm Syndrome for commies. There was also some other architecture here and there, especially some Gothic architecture. And also, Mom and I got some treats. Later on, we saw the Pražský Orlichi, and I decided to take video of it, considering that another hour was just about to hit. Also, we did go onto the Karlov Most, which is a 14th century bridge, and I took a few photos, including of this pink bird, and of this photo right here. Then, we went back to the trams. Honestly, coming from Denver, it's weird to see trams and cars using the very same roads. Even because back in home, the cars and tram and light rails are segregated from each other. Not really, but still.
I think it's going pretty fast. Or it isn't. Because just never, actually the trams never stop coming.
Finally, we got onto a Line 22 tram. Unfortunately, we would only take one stop as we weren't sure if the tram was going to go straight or left at the next stop. Though, let me talk about the tram equipment that we're on. This tram here is a Skoda 15T tram. It was one of the newest in the Prague tram network, and it was constructed somewhere between 2009 and 2019.
I'm not sure if it's going to turn left or not. probably not going to turn left, so we should get off here.
Okay.
Let's get off here.
Yeah, okay.
We would then get off at this stop. If anyone knows which one it is, please tell me and thank you.
What?
My memory
If it
on
does
locations
turn-
in Prague
what if it doesn't
isn't
turn
really
left?
high in my memory right now.
If it does turn left, then we finish the door, walk a little bit, and we pick up what the train that goes left. See, Harrison, look, here's our hotel. There's another train that goes across the bridge, so if we
Okay.
get on the next one. Well, I don't know if there's a stop before the bridge. See, look.
Alright.
You see how we just got off on that stop, and now there's this stop.
Alright. Then.
Oh, if it turns left. Get on the next one.
Oh, let's just see if it turns.
As it turned out, Dad was right.
Well-
We went straight.
You're right, it was going to turn left.
Right there, we can see that. It's also a 22. Let's go now.
Come on!
Oh, it's leaving. Hang on.
Oh wait, there's a 45.
Well, we don't know what the 45 does.
Are you crazy? That's not going to work. I told you it was.
You want to try getting on the 15?
Actually,
Don't do it unless Grandma Gloria's with us.
Thinking that the tram in front was the tram that we were aiming for, I got on and waved my hand through the door so that my family could get on, but I had to get off not long afterwards.
Get on!
Yeah, get off. We'll get the next 22.
Okay, never mind.
That time I was a bit desperate because a year earlier I got separated from family. That caused me to pull an emergency brake cord on the train, which almost got me into huge trouble considering the fact that I looked way older than I actually was. Also to Mom and my older brother, thank you for standing up for me that time.
You don't use it again. You just, once you mark it, it's easy to update, and then you put it for 24 hours. So you want to say mine?
Yeah.
Is coming.
The 23 came, and we would get onto some of the oldest trams on the network. These are the Tatra T3 type trams that were built between 1960 and 1997. Yes, during the days of communist Czechoslovakia. They're that old, and even though they were old, they were actually still pretty reliable either way.
Another tram.
No, go across. Justin.
That's our hotel.
That's our hotel?
Yeah, over there.
You're right. But there's something we can do. We can stop at the end of the bridge. Oh! No, it's not our hotel. I know we did. I got a plan. Don't worry, I got a plan. We're gonna get off at the first stop.
Well, guys, check out the view of that river.
That's my bad.
So, how do you ask for a stop, Peter?
You know, it sounds where it stops.
From the sound of the bell, tram drivers in Prague have to deal with constant idiots on the tracks. Pedestrians, bicyclists, car drivers, you name it. I remember finding out about this one channel of a tram driver in Prague who deals with this kind of stuff every day, but the name of the channel isn't coming to mind right now, so if you know about it, please tell me.
Okay. Us.
Woo! Oh my goodness.
Oh god. Jeez, that's a lot of people.
Děravského náměstí. Příští zastávka Palackého náměstí.
That's good, Dad? Okay.
With the building here, everything has the same height. Same height, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors, maybe 6 with that one. They have Do it again.
These two trams here would be the last trams that I would record for today.
gone.
If my memory serves correctly, in this building there is some kind of monster or something that is asleep and is waiting for the Czech Republic's darkest hour to protect the Czech people. However, World War II came and went and it never woke up. Is it going to wake up for something else? Also, we went inside this really spooky place underground. I believe it may be the old town underground, but I'm not entirely sure. However, it was spooky, but we got out of there nonetheless. And yeah, I'm a scaredy cat, cry about it. It's day 2, and we're back exploring Prague. We're also going to get on a river ride later on. Since we wouldn't be riding those trams anytime soon, let me talk about them. Those are Tatra KT8D5 trams, and they were built between 1984 and 1999. They're the second oldest trams on the Prague tram network, after the Tatra T3s.
We turn here.
Also, unlike the rest of the tram net fleet, these trams are the only ones that have bi-directional running, as in they have cabs on one end and the other. While waiting for a tram, we heard some people playing some music, and I decided to record it because I really liked it.
Now you want to give me the coin to them? Yeah? Yeah, I see that.
All too soon, the listening came to an end and our tram arrived.
Yep. Those were the
Świądowo dziwadło. Příští zastávka Újezd.
Ich habe mir auch nicht gesagt, am ersten Tag, dass ich nicht gehen muss, sondern ich sage, ich war da. Der war der Mund mit den Kindern, die würden sich nehmen und sagen, hier, da muss ich. Aber ich bin mit den Kindern gegangen und er muss das machen, aber ich bin gegangen und habe gesagt, und Väter fragen, wann soll ich spielen, zum Beispiel. Ich weiß, aber zu viel. Das war nicht meine Aufgabe, ich mache gerne. Ich gehe da stört mich gar nicht, ich bin vorne. Aber wir das so weit.
So this is the old cars.
Aber die werden nicht zu feiern, dass das aber die werden da machen wir nicht. Nur Geschenke. Ja, aber man muss einfach das zu feiern, dass die teilgenommen haben. Das verstehe ich. Aber was ja, aber da kann es auch gemeint werden. Was sie da machen.
Hi. Heard that ringing? Yeah, I think that means like that's kind of like their horn. Except it's a bell, not like a blah, da, 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 like back at home in America. Yeah.
Národní divadlo. Příští zastávka Národní třída.
Nah, that's number 2.
Oh,
Shouldn't it?
number 2 or number 8, either one.
Okay.
Either one will let us.
Sorry.
It's like the elevator.
Oh, at least I got a seat.
Liz, did you get that? Did you get that? No?
Oh, do they have one?
No. You gotta get. Okay, it's past. You can't see it.
Oh, the thing up there? Oh, yeah, the picture. Of course.
Národní divadlo. Příští zastávka Staroměstská.
Oh, yeah. Like here. And even if you don't have Wi-Fi, it shows you the GPS is set to record. Once you have it on, GPS gets recorded. So it's going to this will be I search on all Google finds it in language. So this is the bridge for me. Well, make sure that we do the bridge. And after the boat, we should go across the boat.
In Prague, the trams sometimes run on the streets, like the cars have go right in front of the tram.
What were we saying, bud?
No, just talking to the camera. Just saying that in Prague, the tram tracks run on the street tracks and sometimes the usual roads.
We're rolling here?
Alright. Getting off here? Alright.
Every major European city has its own river, and Prague is no different. Around here, we'll be going on a boat along the river for a bit of a riverboat tour.
Yeah, that's a tram right there. See that vehicle with the pantograph? Yeah, that's a tram. Now I'm good for now.
Water? 50 grams or €2. There's a
Actually, I'll record the boat going by. I spy with my little eye another tram. No, it's not a double-deck tram. Those double-deck trams are from the old days.
Okay, so du teuerst das Getränk mit dem da und dann kriegst du Order. Thank you.
Alright, we're going. Alright, looks like we're gonna start going.
Lemon drop. Greg one time made lemon drops for the Redskins Super Bowl party. These went right down. It's a super alcoholic drink, but the lemon totally disguises it, yeah.
An assistant will be available during this cruise. When describing the monuments, we'll be indicating their position on the right or on the left bank of the river. The left bank is more hilly and green with gardens and public parks. The right bank will be, all the time you are on board, lower and flat.
Here's some photos that I snapped while we were along the boat ride.
Angela, ieri ci hanno spiegato l'isola Pasqua, che è questa, ma era
Doing good pictures, making your mom happy.
Thanks. Thanks.
No, io non vengo perché la mia maestra a scuola mi ha fatto cantare solo una volta. Stai zitta. Alla fine ha detto forse c'è qualcosa, non sono stata. No, è che io sono stata, non riesco a fare queste cose. Però ero molto felice. Anche lei.
Now it's home to the Czech Philharmonic. Each May, the music festival Prague Spring takes place here. This section of the city is also known for the concentration of schools found here. The Faculty of Arts of the Czech University and the Faculty of Nuclear Sciences at the Czech Technical University. The Prague Conservatory, the High School for Medical Nurses, the Academy of Fine Arts,
Infatti quelli un po' più appassionati poi entrano qualcosa. Esatto. La filarmonica. Ecco. Ma lì ce lo vanno a fare. Sì.
And here's one more photo that I took before the ride came to an end. We're back on board the trams and we'll be heading for a historic castle.
May your L's be many and your bitches few.
I took pictures of it this morning.
Melli, wann müssen wir aussteigen? Bei Sparta. 5 Stationen aussteigen. Wie viele stehen bei euch? Kyle, liest du?
Тут проходит. Может тут эта вот малая I didn't put destination in there. I'm just tracking our current location. You can. I could put a destination in there. What's the name of the castle? Yes, Castle. Don't we have to take a second one?
I don't think so. I think it's either one of those went right to the castle.
There was two. A big landmark. Here. That's it? There it is.
Information for the national team of Austria.
Stary Bubenik?
I don't think that's
Next up. There's
Huh? Alright.
Vielleicht gehen die noch. Da waren wir hier.
Aber wenn ihr da steht. Ja, ich weiß, da oben ist Anzeige.
Aussteigen!
Aussteigen!
Aussteigen.
Yeah, I think this is the area that we passed through when we were going to the hotel from the airport, Dad.
So it's the last one we just
So we're getting up here?
Yep. I think that
Before we went to the castle, we got some food, and not long afterwards went back towards the area of the trams. And then we got onto a tram for our destination.
Anyway, I got
Is it, Mom, or? Alright.
This is it?
That was a short trip.
We went into the Prague Castle, and when we got there, we immediately started seeing a lot of church stuff. Mainly because Prague back then was really religious, despite the fact that Czechia is losing a lot of its religion. Apart from the religious stuff, there's a whole view of Prague from the castle. And let me tell you, it was amazing being up there. You could see all of Prague. There were also some other treasures here. And of course, some of the coolest medieval drip you have ever seen. While waiting for the tram, the gates at a railway crossing would activate, and I would start recording video because I knew that there would probably be something coming down the tracks.
Shouldn't there be a train coming?
7 minutes ride to Vienna.
7 minutes train ride.
Oh wait, I think I do see a train.
You can take the 2 to that.
Okay.
Hey, could I? Nah, you can sit next to me if you want. Okay. There's actually a train track over there. Like passenger trains.
So it kind of zigzags a little bit together, right?
Příští zastávka Malostranska.
like a cell tower.
On the top it is. That's just, it wasn't made like that for sale.
No.
They just, so many companies buy that space. Where any place that they can hide, they buy it.
Yeah. That's it, my love.
One interesting note about these trams is that Prague and most of the rest of Eastern Europe never really tore up its trams the way a lot of Western Europe did. The communist countries basically did not develop nearly as well as the Western countries did, and so a lot of the trams were still kept around. And it looks like it was a good thing that those trams were kept around. Also, an interesting note is that Prague is pretty much still in the same state as it was prior to World War II, as it wasn't bombed nearly as frequently as most of the other European cities. Mom, though, would leave to check out a church.
Hey Dad, do you think Mom will be okay? Alright. Hey, the American flag. No, actually it's the German flag, British flag, Czech flag, French flag, Italian flag, Spanish flag. had to switch up in there. What is those guys on the track doing? Czech movie. Looks like Czechia has a lot of its own movies. Oh wait, I didn't miss
Next stop, okay?
Okay. Alright. Excuse me, ma'am. You're welcome. Hey,
We got off our tram, and later that evening, Mom would reunite with us. The date is March 24th, and we're at Praha Hlavní nádraží, or Prague Central Station. We're going to be boarding a RailJet train from Prague to Vienna, our next stop on this journey.
Don't know if it's...
Prague Central Station is the main railway station in Prague, and when it opened in 1871, it was originally named Franz Joseph Station after Franz Joseph I of Austria. Then it was at one time named Woodrow Station after Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, I think
Wilson was
this one
terrible
is going to
though.
move soon, but they're probably going to ask for tickets since we look like foreigners. Oh. The door's still open. Alright.
It's not illegal here.
I know. Light up ahead is green, so... Munich?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Whistle blows. Looks like this train is leaving.
Also, for some reason, some of the train conductors or guards, depending on what the rest of Europe uses, still uses or at least used whistles to signal departures. But to be fair, here in the land of the free, conductors still call all aboard when a train departs, so I don't mind these guys still using whistles. Besides, as much as it angers Chris Eden Green, I've watched Thomas before, so I know some places use whistles too.
The other track numbers. Track 2.
Oh, that door is closing. Yeah. And there's another train coming in. I think that's a Vectron locomotive pulling it. Yeah, that's what inspired that's partially what created the ACS-64 back in America. You know the locomotive that Amtrak uses on the Northeast Corridor? I don't know. But that door is closing, so it looks like that train is leaving.
Yeah, there's a couple over here that are saying goodbye, like couples do.
Yeah. Signal's not yet like green or yellow, but
Which way do you think it's going to go? That way or that way?
But it's green down there, so probably that way. Right. Right. Duh. I mean, of course. Does saying does pretty rude.
Yeah, just remember the does. We used to say that a lot.
But I thought saying duh was pretty rude.
Sometimes, yeah, maybe.
Another train.
Seeing this station, I got jealous, mostly about the train frequencies, but also how much more trains serve this station compared to other stations back at home, especially Denver Union Station, where a majority of the trains going in and out of Union Station are the commuter trains. Fortunately though, ever since our visit to Europe, things have been changing for the better when it comes to passenger rail in America. There have been a lot of new proposals for Amtrak expansions, and Brightline is there and expanding quite a bit too.
Probably. But the thing is that you said that the train that Union Station is ready. The problem is that the politics back in America are so corrupt. And Donald Trump seems to be wanting to redirect all the money towards the military.
Well, let's see what happens. Alright. Let's go back to let's maybe turn the video off and just go back to the birds.
Okay.
I stopped the recording here and we would go to our platform. The train that we're going to ride on to go to Vienna arrives at the station. It is a RailJet train, pulled by Siemens Taurus and a couple of Siemens Viago comfort coaches. It is sleek, pretty new, and an amazing looking train. The only downside is that this train and most of the other trains don't have bells on them. So honestly, these trains are the shittiest in existence and I'm going to commit. After the train arrived, I slightly panicked because I was afraid that we were going to miss the train and we wouldn't know what to do by that point if we missed it. However, I did not know that this was the first station on this particular RailJet route, so that is the reason why I panicked.
Come on! These trains come and go very quickly.
Come here, get your bag.
Come on, I hope these guys hurry up.
We would then head to the second car over.
That line is just gonna get crowded before we can even get there.
Huh?
Never mind.
84 through 87, okay?
Oh god, I hope these guys hurry.
84 through 87.
Oh god, I hope these guys hurry up. I don't want to. I ain't letting this train leave without me. I ain't letting this train leave before we can. Hot smell.
Before we got to our seats, though, some guys took forever to pack, and I was stuck
where are we?
in that section of aisle, looking at some weird Ceska Trebova characters in the process.
Okay.
After getting into our seat, we had some time to look around, and it was probably about 20 minutes. I don't know. It's been 5 years since.
Another train over there.
That train right there was being pulled by a Vectron locomotive. The Vectron is a design that has become quite popular with most European railways, and the design has even gone as far as to make it to America. Amtrak has purchased Siemens ACS 64s and later on Siemens Charger locomotives from the SC44 and later the ALC 42 variations for their corridor and long-distance trains in America. All of these locomotives were based on both the Euro Sprinter design and the Vectron design.
$sign. Hey, Mom and Harrison, can you turn off the radios when you get to the end?
Okay.
Can we put these the other way? Does it matter? Or slide that down a little bit so I get my backpack up there. Sure.
Put the handle out.
Okay.
Oh, look, it says where we're headed.
Okay, radios on.
On the outside, it looked like some fleet from the 90s, 2000s, but inside it looks pretty awesome. And pretty nice. Yeah.
Weinberg? Someone needs this space, right?
That train is leaving.
Grab one.
That one's 597. Okay, that's us. So, try to get this one out first, that's okay.
What time is it right now?
You want to know what time it is?
Yeah. Oh wait, that's just a small. Well, I think I see another locomotive.
We'll have it nice, right?
Yeah.
I don't want.
What's this little... See, this pulls out?
Huh? The train is moving. That locomotive is moving.
I think it sounded like things were going smooth. The only thing they had... His side was fine. They just had to do an extra inspection.
Oh wait, there's
about
a
that
train coming
tree
in.
in the front.
Whoa.
In case it was going into the main...
Lucky.
The sewer line?
I think that other locomotive was coming in to collect some coaches. To collect some carriages or coaches.
Not sure. I know that there's an upgrade option. We didn't get it.
Oh, we're moving.
We departed Praha Hlavní na Drazi and are about to leave the capital of the Czech Republic behind.
If you know what you're listening for.
But it's in a different language.
You've ridden on a European train before, right? I'm just asking. Also, general, right?
Well, I've taken the, the metro area, to New York and stuff like that, but...
No, I mean in Europe.
No. Never taken one in Europe. It's always the first time.
Here we go. Hasta la vista, Prague. Or Praha.
So Harrison, is this a high speed?
I think so, maybe. The best I can think of this train is like, the best I can recognize this train reminds me of the Northeast Regionals on the Northeast Corridor. So I can, because those trains, the Northeast Regional trains, are considered to be higher speed trains, actually, or just almost high speed trains.
So are we on a TGF or not?
I am not sure, but
Not sure.
hey, there's another train coming. Yeah, I saw the engine.
So we have to say goodbye to
Going down to Prague. Oh yeah, I thought I saw the train. We're exiting the tunnel. See the city over there. Seems to be going very quickly.
We would later pass on through Prague suburbs.
I suppose.
I know you have a pen. Paper.
Leaving.
I have my
Oh wait, we're not going to stop here. Let's go.
Your souvenirs, your notes, and you'll have a score.
Yeah, this is where this is supposed
Not long afterwards, the conductor or guard collected our tickets while we were going through the countryside.
Me and her.
Yeah.
The train at one point did come to a stop in a place that wasn't a station.
What happened?
I think we hit a rock.
I think we will have derailed at this point in a massive disaster. I think if we hit a rock, we will have derailed in a massive disaster at this point.
I was just joking because remember what happened with us in going to San Francisco?
Yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah, I already know that.
How many cards do you have?
And we missed our bus to get the take the Cal train. Yeah, I saw that.
I bet you we are moving the same speed.
But yeah, we seem to be going at like 250 kilometers per hour. Something like that. Probably 200. Which would be 200 kilometers per hour is 125 miles per hour. You know, because rest of the world, almost rest of the world use metric meters. America, Myanmar, and I think it was Sierra Leone that still
Liberia,
used
America,
Nope.
Myanmar, and Liberia all use it, the imperial system.
Well, want to look at that countryside.
Did you get some drinks in the song?
Yeah, I see another track. Whoa, fast boy. Okay, we stopped at
We have arrived at Pardubice station, and I am pretty sure that I am pronouncing that incorrectly. Our next stop after we leave here will be Ceska Trebova. I'm sure I am also pronouncing that incorrectly too.
and we're on RailJet. So there's freight trains on that end.
I get up and I do it.
And a few passenger trains on the other end. We're at Pardubice. I don't think we're in. Are we still in Czech, or did we cross over into
Check your Google
Austria?
Maps. To find your location on Google Maps.
Okay.
You're on the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
Train Wi-Fi?
Yes. But and now we're moving again. That sound.
Dámy a pánové, jménem Národního dopravce České dráhy vás vítáme na palubě Frankfurt Airport a přejeme vám příjemnou cestu.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the company České dráhy, welcome on board the RailJet train. We wish you a pleasant journey. Sehr geehrte Damen und
We
Herren,
just left Pardubice. Pardubice. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's a commuter train, some trains.
Příští stanice, next stop, next halt, Česká Třebová.
At this point, I decide to take a little walk around the train, starting from the back and eventually going back up to the front.
Excuse me, excuse me? Oh, sorry. Sure, these people understand
I then enter what I presume to have been the dining car. I would have gone further, but I got cold feet. Also, as it turned out that behind the dining car were the the last two cars were the first class cars, which also included the cab car. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick video of the train car and go through the train car.
Be safe, alright?
Yes, I know. Yes, I got it. I will. Hopefully. Right here, on these trains, you just move to the car, and the door opens automatically. Excuse me? You go first.
Why?
Because
I think it's gonna be faster than me.
Whatever. Another car.
Theoretically, these RailJet trains can hit 230 kilometers per hour, which is about 143 miles per hour. But as far as I'm concerned, on this trip we were going 160 kilometers per hour, which is about 100 miles per hour.
We're still using aero system. Tell me if I'm wrong. That 160 is 100. Or unless I'm correct. Another economy. I hope I don't fall over.
This car up here is what I presume to be either the quiet car or the kid car. Amtrak, for the new Aero fleet and for the new long distance fleet, please have one of those quiet cars / kid cars. And same thing goes with Brightline. Have one of those cars, please.
I'm in the car before the diner, so I should recognize that. Okay, go by.
1 second.
Right, and this is my coach.
I then found Mom and Grandma and got back into my seat, which was next to my mom.
Well, I'm back, Dad.
Alright, good to see you back.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom, can you go back? Thanks.
We're now traversing a pretty hilly area, which is causing our train to slow down a bit.
Some bikers over there. I don't know, but there's some houses and some trees. That I was saying back when we were going pretty fast, we were going at 160 kilometers per hour, which is like 100 miles, which I think is 100 miles per hour in in imperial units, like U.S., Myanmar. Yeah.
I already knew that.
Alright. Huh?
We're passing through Brandy's, not Orlichi, but not stopping here.
And a station that looks like for local trains.
Iemand zakt het over de extractmachine. Ja, afspitten.
We have now reached our next stop, Ceska Trebova. After leaving Ceska Trebova, we'll be heading into our next stop at the Czech Republic's second largest city, Brno.
my dad and his mom were playing
RailJet a přejeme vám příjemnou cestu.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the company České dráhy, welcome on board of the RailJet train. We wish you a pleasant journey. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, wir begrüßen Sie im Namen der České dráhy an Bord des RailJets und wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Reise.
Příští stanice, next stop, next halt, Brno Židenice.
Somebody's playing Try Everything. Oh wait. Darn. Song. Oh wait, no, I find it again. Please don't copy strike me, Shakira, if I upload this to YouTube. Because I'm not really intending on focusing this video on this song.
Is it bad longer?
How nice is it, Dad? I think that's a branch line or just another or a single track main line that I see branching off to a distance. Just saw branching off to a distance.
We're at a stop in Brno, not the actual Brno station where the RailJet would stop at, but most likely a suburban station outside of Brno, where we're likely waiting for either a signal and or another train.
Actually, it says where Brno Denise. Huh. Thought we've crossed into Austria by now. Yeah, the map said we were at Svatny. I think that's what it says. Use your map, I'm recording. Hey, there's a tram there. Hey, there's a tram at that town. Yeah.
So are we in Austria or are we still in Czech?
Actually, the map said that we're still in Czech.
Next stop, next halt, Brno Dolní nádraží.
Probably a line. This is probably a line for trains going that way, coming from over there. That go that way, come from there. That's what I meant. Mom is playing Rick Steve's video on her Google. I meant on their Microsoft tab.
We've made it to the actual Brno stop for this train, Brno Hlavní nádraží. The station also is a bit of a hub in this area too, since there are many regional and express trains that stop at the station, and trains that head towards Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, Olomouc, Ostrava, and more. But for now, we are going to Vienna, and still, we wouldn't be here for much longer either.
Brno. Here we go again. EU flag, because Czech is in the European Union.
Dámy a pánové, jménem národního dopravce České dráhy vás vítáme na palubě Brandy a přejeme vám
Yeah, this is the Ceska Trebova train, which they call RailJet. Siente derecho por aquí poner mis piernas, mi cabeza aquí. Not completed bridge.
We're now at Breclav, the last station before we enter into Austria. Over there is another RailJet train, but as that train passes by, I would like you to take note of the engine. The passenger cars were painted into Österreichischen Bundesbahnen's livery, while the engine was painted in the Ceska Trebova livery. As it turns out, all of the RailJet sets, even the ones that are painted into the Ceska Trebova livery, are all owned by OBB, or Österreichischen Bundesbahnen, so it's up to OBB to decide which set goes where. And as it turns out, it's a bit rare for there to be Ceska Trebova painted sets of both the engine and the cars. And we just so happened to have been on one of those rare sets. I just didn't know at the time.
And we're rolling again.
We have departed Breclav and are about to head into Austria. We'll be in Vienna in about an hour or so.
Willkommen im CD RailJet. Unser Team im Restaurant erwartet Sie mit köstlichen Erfrischungen und betreut Sie gerne auch am Platz. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine gute Reise mit den ÖBB. Welcome on board of CD RailJet. Our team in the restaurant is awaiting you with delicious refreshments. Also, we will serve you at your seat. We wish you a pleasant journey with ÖBB.
Vítejte ve vlaku ČD RailJet. Náš tým v restauračním voze na vás čeká s lahodným občerstvením a rád vás také obslouží přímo na vašem místě. Přejeme vám šťastnou cestu s EDB. Příští stanice, next stop, next halt, Wien Hauptbanhof.
That's what you said. We know how far. You guys will probably be right here laughing. No, we're going to get up.
No, no.
They said sometimes it's what you said, because we go out and walk around Prague and we take a left and a right and a left and a say that we're only a cab drive away from not being long. Exactly.
Yeah, always.
I mean, in some cases, obviously, like Thailand, they pictures as well.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I see them go right there.
I don't.
I didn't know you could do that. You say I want 4 instead of 3. I didn't know you could do that. Say 4 instead of 3. You could upgrade the.
Yeah, they're really good about that. They pick this time for the train.
Really?
They tell you what all the I have to,
Right.
And we didn't want to get off too early.
No.
And we didn't want to get in too late. So I picked this train.
That's awesome. Yeah, I knew I could change the hotels because I did. I just wanted to have more city center so that it's easier to get around.
Yeah, the deal was 3, 3, and 3. I didn't know you could upgrade to 4, 4.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And someone's playing Girls Like You. Please don't copyright strike me, Maroon 5 and Cardi B. Relax, I got the end of it.
A millisecond of it.
I think I got like some of it. Yeah, that auto train is open top. Unlike Amtrak's auto train, which the auto rack cars are closed, with the exception of the door, with the doors to open and close. Cars.
Ludwig. Oh, it makes drums here.
Ludwig?
Yeah.
They make drums.
Yeah. Well, I know the name of Ludwig as a drum manufacturer, and it makes sense that they would be Austrian.
But it seems like they don't. Is there an Austrian language?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how we get to the
hotel?
No, from the hotel to the restaurant we're eating. Where are you? one. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get
Jeez, that looks like an abandoned station over there. Station that must have been long abandoned.
Now it's just 14:49. It's 14:49. We stop in any second.
48 hours.
Hey, that's...
Get out 48 hours.
I think I saw what looked like a light. Hey, I think I saw that what looked like a light rail or tram bridge, so I think we're almost at Vienna.
So you guys had a nice snack, right?
I had 2 beers and a half bag of potato chips. You call that a nice snack?
Well, don't feel that because we're gonna be eating at 5:30 or 6.
You'd love to say that.
So ruin your appetite.
I ruined your appetite.
It's a culture tour. Let me check in the box.
We've made it to Vienna, Austria, and we're going to be pulling into Wien Hauptbanhof or Vienna Central Station. It was built fairly recently in 2012 when it became partially operational. It was in full swing by 2015 and replaced a nearby station called Vienna Südbahnhof or Vienna South Station, which was nearby.
22 nach Dortmund mit Abfahrt um 15:15 Uhr. Die Bahnsteige nehmen Sie die Lautsprecher durch, sagen die Monitor am Bahnsteig. Im Namen der ÖBB verabschieden wir uns von den Fahrgästen, die im Wien Hauptbahnhof aussteigen und wünschen Ihnen einen angenehmen Sonntag. Auf Wiedersehen.
But it just looks like the dog. Yeah, and the guy was dressed not in black like to try to hide. No, he was dressed with a suit.
Hey. I'm gonna have to... Nah, that won't work. Hey, there's an ice train right there.
You guys enjoy.
Yep, safe travel.
Alright, have a safe travel, you guys.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I see that.
Which way we go? This way?
Everything go this way?
I don't know, anywhere where you can get off, I suppose. Hey, where did Grandma
Bag's right
Gloria go?
She's going that way.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Unfortunately, I accidentally paused the video while we were moving and I wasn't able to record us getting off the train. But, even so, welcome to Vienna, Austria.
But that was our RailJet train. That there is the dining, that behind the dining car, and I don't know what that last car is. I am in control, Mom. When was the last time I went super wild with it? But yeah, this is Vienna. Made with a lot of things like amazing operas. Phone chargers, and everything. station here.
As we tour Vienna, we're going to be going to a variety of places by either tram, U-Bahn, or S-Bahn. And the trams will be no exception, especially because of the distances. But for now, that will be the next video. Until then, thank you for watching and have a good day.